Hi, this is Logan Street with DealerSocket. Today we're going to talk about how to build out marketing channels. So you might be familiar with the marketing channel ROI report, which is found under reports in reporting, and then under marketing channel and marketing channel ROI report. So the marketing channel ROI report, not to be confused with the internet ROI report, is a report that utilizes what we call marketing channels. So if you were to think about a marketing channel, the way that a marketing channel works is rather than having an individual sheet of paper for each tracking code, you have essentially a folder that you store those individual pieces of paper for each tracking code in, and that folder itself is a marketing channel. It can then be used for reporting so that, for example, um, if a lead source shoots across more than one tracking code. An example that I'm thinking of is TrueCar, for example. TrueCar tends to send like TrueCar Allstate, TrueCar USAA, or whatever they're partnered with. But in reality, when I want to truly see my return on investment, I want to see how many leads I'm getting in total from TrueCar, not necessarily how many TrueCar Allstate leads am I getting, or vice versa. So what this does is it takes all of those leads and puts them into one reportable category so that you can see a true ROI without having to break down each individual tracking code like you would have to do with the internet ROI report. Personally, I prefer this report over the internet ROI report. And today we're going to show you how to set up the marketing channels. So I'm on our test site right here, and I've set up some opportunities in here with tracking codes so that you can kind of see what this would look like if you'd never set this up. So I open this up. I'm just going to leave our date range for month to date. You can specify whether you want new, used, or all. And you can specify which sources you want. Again, one of the advantages this report has over the marketing or over the internet ROI is it can do any source, whereas the internet ROI, I believe, can do internet, precise price, and phone up. There may be some others, don't quote me on that, but you can use all sources here. We can also specify whether we want to key the information off of the event creation date, or if we want to key it off the activity date. We can expand it by sourcing or tracking codes. I'm going to go switch this to tracking codes because I want to see the actual tracking codes. I'm not really concerned so much where the sourcing is in this example. But if you wanted to do sourcing and your store is really good with tracking codes, you could really get an idea of where your traffic's coming from. So for example, if you had a dealer website tracking code, and you have a lot of people that just walk in and say, "Hey, I saw this car on your website," you could source them as a fresh up with that dealer website tracking code, and then this would give you the same results with your phone up and internet traffic that came from your website as well. So there's a couple of different ways to do that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to run this report. Again, I've set it to tracking code. It's really the only change that I made. And if you scroll down, you can see there's two categories right here. So we have unknown marketing channel, which it just says unknown. And then we have the marketing channel not assigned. So the marketing channel not assigned, these are all tracking codes that are tied to opportunities within the CRM. So for example, it looks like there's been 5 auto trader leads that have come in. We've sold one of them as a used car at a 20% close rate. It looks like we probably set one appointment, and that was probably the sold. They showed up. There was a $3,500 front, $1,200 back for a $4,700 gross. And we'll get into this, but we can actually see cost information and all that right here. And as it sits, this is this currently is grouped in with all of these other tracking codes that may not necessarily be tied into AutoTrader, right? So what we're going to go over is we're going to separate these tracking codes out so that we can see them in their own individual marketing channels and be able to organize the information based off of what our spend is. So in order to sort the marketing channels and create marketing channels, I'm going to go to the admin menu. So I'm going to click on the little gear icon on the left-hand side, go to marketing, and I'm going to click on marketing channel management. So once this opens up, you can see we have a list over here on the left-hand side of just uncategorized marketing channels, or sorry, tracking codes. So these tracking codes don't they don't belong to a marketing channel. Okay. Whereas over here on the right, if I hit this drop down, you can see we have no marketing channels available in this drop down. So if you remember correctly, when we pulled up this report, we have Auto Trader right here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit channel library, and I'm going to pull up Auto Trader. So if you notice, there's an Auto Trader tracking code and an Auto Trader TIM tracking code. TIM stands for Trade in Marketplace. That's good because Auto Trader Trade in Marketplace leads are, they're a different animal when it comes to the leads, and you might be paying for them separately for from the dealership's perspective. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select Auto Trader and hit save. And now that I have Auto Trader as a tracking code, I can come over here and I can search for Auto Trader. Now, I could scroll down and grab each one, or I can just type auto and it'll pull up the nearest match. So I'm going to move that over to here, and then I'm going to hit save. And now if I pull this report back up and I run it one more time, you can see now we have a separated marketing channel for Auto Trader. And if I open that up, it's just going to show the additional marketing or the additional leads there. Now, for example, and I mentioned having more than one tracking code under the same, under the same marketing channel. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to grab, and we'll switch this back, but I'm going to grab that Carfax lead in here, and I'm going to go ahead and save that just to show you what this looks like. So let's pretend that that was like Auto Trader or some like new car listings or something like that. Even though it is Carfax, but for example, now that Carfax tracking code is included, but more importantly, the data and the information from both lead sources is covered under one line right here, and I can see my total gross from there, how many cars I've sold, how many appointments I've set, and what my ROI would look like. Now, speaking of ROI, well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to take Carfax off of this, so that we're going to leave this with Auto Trader. On the lower left-hand side, we have this marketing channel ROI set up. You're going to specify what your cost is. Are you paying per lead, which is, it's still there, but you don't see that very often nowadays. Or is it a monthly cost? If it's a monthly cost, we're going to select monthly cost, and then we're just going to select the most recent month. Okay, so that's this month, it's July 2023. And then just specify what you're spending each month on this marketing channel. So let's just say we're spending $2,000 for Auto Trader. Okay, I'm going to leave the vendor email blank as well, but I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then the one thing you'll notice now on this drop down, there's a little dollar sign next to Auto Trader. That indicates that it has a cost tied to it. Let's go ahead and let's pull the report back up and we'll run it. And you can see in this report now that under Auto Trader, we're showing the 20% close rate at a $4,700 gross with a cost of 2,000. Okay, so our cost per lead, based off of how many leads we've gotten versus what we pay for it, is $400, and then our cost per sold is $2,000. Okay, and then our total gross minus vendor cost is $2,700. So right now this month we're $2,700 ahead with Auto Trader. So same thing, we can come in here. Let's go ahead and let's add Carfax. Okay, and we'll save Carfax in here. I'm just going to hit this drop down and go down to Carfax, and then we can type in Carfax right here. Move that over to the right. And let's see, let's say that for Carfax, we're paying cost per lead. So July, let's say we're paying $25 per lead. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And we'll jump back and we'll run this report one more time. And now you can see we added the Carfax here. Okay. So cost per lead, $25. And you can see that because we've had 3 leads and our cost per lead is $25, we're at a negative $75 cost right now because we have not sold the unit yet. Okay. One nice thing, if you have an existing site, I recommend pulling up this report, and you can pull up the marketing channel not assigned, set the expand to tracking code, and just open this report up, and then you can see the tracking codes that aren't currently assigned to a marketing channel. You can just keep this report open in the background and say, okay, radio. So I need to add one for radio. Okay. So if I go to the channel library, I type in radio, there's a radio option right there. I'm going to jump back and let's just see what else is there. Drive by location, referral. Okay, so drive by. There is a field for referral. Personally, though, I like to use the dealership retention option. And then what I'm going to utilize that dealership retention field as is I'm going to put the referrals in there. I'm going to put repeat customer in there. Basically, referrals, repeat customers, employee deals, service customers, and the like, those don't cost me anything when it comes to driving that business to the dealership. Now, obviously, you could run into a situation where, um, they saw an ad or something like that, and that's fine. But in reality, like that should be free money for your dealership, right? Like free deals. So that's why I would use dealership retention rather than referral. And you can break all those out if you want to. I'm just going to use those for that. Let's jump back to that report one more time. PS, TV, and then KSL.com. So for that, I'm just going to use TV and then ksl.com. And so, like I said, if you can get a list or just kind of jump back and forth with your marketing channels with your existing not assigned, you can build a list of active channels. Okay. So once that's saved, now I can hit this drop down and I can go to the different marketing channels. Obviously, we had Carfax on there already. Dealership retention. So we're just going to grab referral. We're going to grab repeat, service customer, and so on. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And then drive by location, we can move that one over. Okay. I call that the lazy source because we're not asking the question, what brought you in today? And then let's do ksl.com to move that over. While we have that, I want to talk about mapping tags. So obviously, KSL.com, this source comes in as a KSL.com tracking code. But let's say that they had like a new tracking code coming in for something special that they were doing, like KSL.com power listings. Okay. Mapping tags ensure that if a new tracking code comes into the system, if it's similar to what we have listed down here, so like if we just put KSL, anything that starts with KSL should automatically assign itself to this marketing channel. This isn't perfect. Like for example, with TrueCar, it's usually TrueCar / and whatever the source is with TrueCar. It doesn't recognize the /. So ideally, you would need to get in here at least once a month for TrueCar and make sure that you haven't had to add any new TrueCar sources, which all you would need to do is search for the TrueCar here on the left, move those into and then move those into the TrueCar marketing channel. Okay, let's do radio really quick. And you know what? Let's say that we're spending money on radio. Let's say we're spending $2,500 on radio. We can go, whoops, not per lead. July. The other thing to note with the cost, if you wanted to go back and do costs, you'd have to do each individual month. But as soon as you set the cost for the current month, it will take that cost going forward until you change it. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's save that. And then let's throw TV on there. Jump up to the top here. TV, and then there's, yes, I think it's down here a ways maybe. Let's see what that tracking code was called, PS-TV, which I don't see on here. Let's try this, PS. It's very possible that it could already be assigned to a marketing channel. Oh, there it is, it's there. Okay, so we're gonna grab that and throw that over here. And then we're gonna run this report one more time. And you can see now that everything is broken out. So we have our individual marketing channels, Auto Trader, Carfax, radio, unknown marketing channel, which is basically if it's an opportunity that does not have a tracking code on it. And then marketing channel not assigned. Which one did we miss? PSTV. I thought we got that on there. Maybe we didn't save this yet. Oh, I have to specify a cost. So I'm just going to hit select one on those so that I don't have to. Okay. Run the report. So you can see too, we have multiple costs in terms of what we have for our leads. And at the top or at the bottom of the page, it gives you a total of how the dealership's doing. If you have any questions about the marketing channel ROI report, please reach out to your CSM. I hope this has been very helpful.